There we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome again. Another AMA on the planning today. And I'm going to brief you guys on another, maybe a bit unfamiliar looking presentation that I have for you guys today. Because as you can see on the main screen, we have been doing some changes. And maybe today I'm wearing a bit of the wrong merchandise because we have been undergoing a full rebrand. And that being said, I think it's time to get you guys all up to speed with the reasons why we have chosen to go for a rebrand. And although the fact that the majority of those changes are basically reliant to a lot of our product roadmap updates, it's also more or less done because of the fact that we have decided that we are going to reach or going on a mission to reach a much broader and wider audience. If we are looking at our previous branding, then we could definitely state that the branding was kind of crypto related. It was really targeted on crypto users, which is not a bad thing because in the end, we're still a blockchain project and we had all of the fancy blockchain elements, but obviously we are trying to expose our product and our vision to a much wider audience than just the blockchain and the crypto space. So first of all, this is one of the main reasons why we have been going for a rebrand. Second of all, I think from a logo perspective, our previous logo did not really represent anything that has to do with the brand. If we are looking at the logo right now, then we can clearly see that it's all about real estate with a smile. And that's what we are trying to create. We are trying to create a real estate experience for everyone. And it doesn't matter from what age, obviously above 18 plus. It doesn't matter from what location, as long as you have internet. And we've tried to obviously make it as accessible as possible from $100 onwards. So this is really why we have chosen to also take a branding that expresses where we are standing for. The other reason why we have been quiet the last couple of weeks, as I can say, is because of the fact that we have been working tremendously hard on not only this rebrand, but on a lot more that I'm going to show you right now in this presentation. First of all is the website split. We have decided to create a split in the websites that we will have for the blockchain side of things and the website that we will have for the retail product or the platform, as we could say. And that took quite some of our time, it took quite some of our effort. And at this point, we are in the roundup stage to present you guys these new websites over the course of the next few weeks. And upcoming week, you will already see quite some of that rebranding coming along in our website, coming along in our deck, coming along on our socials. So you will see changes everywhere. First of all, I think the website split is necessary. One of the main reasons why we have chosen to split those websites is because of the fact that from a crypto blockchain related angle, we have a lot more on our roadmap that we have been communicating to you guys over the last couple of months. And the reason for that is that there were quite some elements that needed confirmation from a regulatory perspective, but also from a service provider perspective. And at this point in time, we can say that we had pretty much all of the confirmation that we needed. And we are happy to start sharing that with you guys over the course of the next week's pre-launch as well. And a lot of that can be found on the new blockchain website that we will be launching for that, as well as the new blockchain deck. I know that many of the people that are supporting us right now in Propchain are coming from a crypto or blockchain background, or at least are with us from that perspective. But at this point, also from a partnership perspective and so forth with legal firms, VC funds, advisors, etc., we are now wanting to point more towards the fintech side of things as well, because that's definitely one of our biggest markets that we are potentially going to tap into. And this is something that you will see in the new retail website, because in the new retail website, we will have everything that is covering the actual product itself, and also some more exciting things that I'm going to show you in the rest of the presentation. Here's a short sneak peek of what the hero of our new website is looking like. We have been choosing to go for a branding that really fits a very approachable and a very accessible style. So we have chosen to work with real life people in our branding in order to create the emotions when people are approaching us from an investment point of view. Furthermore, and this is something that we wanted to share with you, and this is where the majority of our hours went in, we have not decided to launch one app, but we have decided to launch two. And this second app is coming a lot quicker than you may think, because over the course of the next week, you will get to know our community and education app. And this app is all about education and content that is related to getting you guys up to speed by anything that comes to real estate investing and digitized real estate investing, next to setting long-term investment goals, investment planners, building your own pension. There's a wide variety of content that we have been producing for you guys that will be launched in this app. Furthermore, this application will also include the chat channels. In this particular stage of the project, we are going to make sure that our communication channels are split up in two as well. For the more dedicated blockchain and crypto people, we will have our Discord server. This will be mainly related to all of the developments that we will have from a blockchain side of things. And this also includes our full product roadmap, the token utilities, the tokenomics, the listing strategies, all of the partners that we will have from a blockchain angle. All of the announcements around this will be shared in the Discord server. Next to that, we are building a retail community. And the retail community is actually at least as important as the crypto community, but maybe even more important because the majority of the volume on the platform will mainly come from a retail public in the beginning stages of this project. And for that particular group of people, we have created this community app. And in this community app, you have multiple features. So you have the courses, you will have the chat channels, you will have a social media feed, as we can say, which is basically filled by Propchain. This can include property updates, can include listing updates, payout schedules. It can have all of the news that we are producing. All of what we are doing in this particular application is related to getting you guys more educated on what you are investing in. And this is important to us. So this app is dropping over the course of the next week, a lot quicker than many of you had potentially thought. The other app, and this is what I'm also going to showcase you guys in a bit, is the app that is related to the marketplace. As you guys know, we are launching our MVP with a desktop version, which is also usable from a mobile perspective. But on top of that, we will try to follow up as soon as possible with the actual marketplace app. And we can say that it's starting to look awesome. So here you can see a short sneak peek of what the actual investment marketplace app will look like. Next to the fact that we have done our overall rebranding, we have also been focusing on the actual rebranding of the UX and UI of our products and of our platform, which is also including the application. So we're really proud to see and say that also this mobile app development is finally in the full works, and we're hoping to be able to launch that following up shortly on the actual desktop platform. So here we also have some legal updates, and the legal updates are actually quite interesting. We have the full confirmation that our whole structure is up and running and fully audited and approved by the time of launch. This is actually a very good milestone for us because of the fact that with regulators and with legal firms, it's always very difficult to determine an exact date in time where everything is finished and up and running. So we're really glad that we have the final takeoff and the final approval on our whole structure to be able to market Propchain in 27 native languages or across 27 European member states, as well as the fact that we are able to onboard users from pretty much anywhere in the world, which is also giving us a very good advantage and basically a kickstart, a head start for our rollout in a later stage to, for example, the United States, to Asia and the Gulf region. So we're really glad with the progress that we have been making from a legal and a regulatory point of view. Furthermore, we have been exploring many of the other areas that we want to go into. At this point in time, we are exploring the US. The US is basically one of the biggest markets that we could potentially tap into with this concept. And we can proudly say that at this point in time, there are quite some conversations going along with partners, which we will need for things like custody, fiat on and off ramp, but also with firms to arrange the licensing for us in order to be able to market this concept also to retail investors throughout the United States. So a good progression there. And I think that also comes down to all of the legal updates that we will need to communicate to you guys around the token itself, around the utility token. We can clearly say and proudly say right now that we are having the legal approval on the functioning of that particular token in the ecosystem from a legal point of view, and we're now working on getting that all prepared for when we want to move into new jurisdictions after we have launched successfully in the European Union. So that being said, we have a marketing course and growth, because right now, as you have seen, this rebrand is the kickstart of something new and something decent from a marketing perspective. On the marketing, or from a marketing perspective, we have been mainly working on what does our audience need and what do future audiences need in order to get comfortable with our concept. And I think one of the things that everybody needs, either if you are in real estate already or if you are not in real estate yet, is knowledge. And this is one of the main drivers for us, or has been one of the main drivers for us, to build the actual community education app, which is free of cost and which is just there to attract as many people as possible, which we will educate in order to have basically a well-determined decision if they want to move into the usage of the actual marketplace app. So we're really glad with that the app is coming along. Obviously, there's a lot of content to be produced still. We have a good base layer, but we want to keep on driving the quality and the quantity of the content in that application. So we are really looking forward to show that to you guys. Furthermore, when it comes to marketing, we have set course on the content production as well. As you guys know, we have been focusing a lot on engaging content because we had a lot of time to bridge. But as we are approaching the launch right now, it becomes quite interesting to start focusing on the actual conversion numbers for the initial raises that we will need to perform on the platform in order to deliver a successful MVP. So with that being said, we have been working out some very, very decent marketing strategies, mainly related to content, which also going to follow up on this particular AMA over the course of the next days and weeks and months ahead, because this is all pre-planned by now. We have the referral program and we have an ambassador program. And this is something where you guys right now are aware of the referral program. In the course of the next 5 days, I think, the referral program will be coming to an end. And that means that we are going to choose the winner of ownership of the Bitcoin Sky Mansion. And with that being said, we are pretty amazed by the results that we have managed to get with the referral program. When we look at impressions, also from an actual action point of view, we can state that it was pretty effective and that we now have seen what works and what doesn't. And with that being said, we have decided to create, again, 2 programs here, one referral program and one ambassador program. There are some private communities already, as I've seen. There's a prop army for the blockchain people that are really wanting to shield the project, as we could say so. So we have decided to support the prop army as well in order to start building that, in order to start driving that. And furthermore, we have decided to create both the referral program as the ambassador program. What is the difference? The referral program is mainly related to an actual open public. Everybody that downloads the app or creates new users or refers new users to the app can partake in a lot of leaders boards and competitions and can win prizes and points for doing so. When it comes to the ambassador program, we are looking to build a tight community around Propchain of around 500 people that is going to be our initial layer of distribution to the outside world. And we will start the actual application for this program shortly, because it takes quite some requirements to join that, but in exchange for joining the ambassador program and being an active ambassador of Propchain, you will be rewarded decently. So we're looking forward to present that to you guys over the course of the next 2 weeks as well, because this is something that we are pushing out in the open shortly too. From a property perspective, we have been managing to make good progression on the developments that we have running. There are 2 new update videos on the way for both the developments, and we are looking forward to share those on our YouTube channel. The one of the Bitcoin Sky Mansion is following in this week. Great progression there. We're nearly done with all of the raw works. And for Mexico, we have seen that the initial units are actually finished and ready to go. So this is a very nice update for all of you to get a better idea of what's happening and how far we are. And then we can transit into the actual numbers of all of the properties, because that's the next step that we are going to have in this whole process of getting the first listings on the platform. You guys need to know more about what we are offering, why we are offering it, what the returns are, what the strategy is, what the region is looking like. And we want to give you guys as much information as possible so you can make a well-determined decision before you invest in one of the properties that we will be listing. And we will be doing that for pretty much any property that is going to be listed. Furthermore, a couple of technical updates. This is something that I want to include because we didn't really give you too many tech updates over the course of the last AMAs. And one of the reasons for that was because of the fact that we had a lot of loose elements that we needed to tie together and make it in one functioning ecosystem. And right now we can say that from the 20 smart contracts that we have in the whole ecosystem combined with the front and back end, we can say that around 80% is done and around 50% right now of all of the contracts is audited. And the final contracts in this particular case will be done in the next 2 weeks. So fully on schedule there so far. Obviously, the audits need to come back, and that can always bring some delay. But by the looks of it, for now, we are nicely on schedule. So this is really nice to see. And that will bring me to the actual Q&A and to the chat. I see a lot of messages coming in here. So if you have any questions, guys, please drop them into the chat. And I'm going to have a look here in the chat and Q&A box, because I see that people are using both. Guys, sorry, please use the Q&A box for the questions. It's easier for the maintenance of them. Let's see. I think everybody was able to see the presentation, right? I don't see it here, but okay, great. Yeah, because I see a couple people with a black screen. Anyway, questions in the Q&A box. I'm going over them right now. Why the choice to go also with education side for the platform? I understand the property side, but why everything else besides that? This is actually a pretty easy story. The easiest way for people to invest in something is when they understand something. And I think that that is our main driver for building the education app. I think without the education, it is hard for people to understand why they would need to invest. The majority of the people have no clue about inflation. They have no clue about wealth planning. They have no clue about investment planning and how real estate could help them out in this particular process. So I think that this is the main driver for us to create education around what we offer, but mainly where you are investing in and why it is important, because I think that's the most efficient form of preparing your audience for an actual usage of an application. So that's the main reason why we have focused here. And yes, these apps will later integrate either in one, which is now the main plan, but obviously because of the fact that the marketplace app is following later and this education app is following very soon, it is a better idea to have two separate apps at this point and later merge them into one. Is there any token launch update? So from a token launch perspective, with these market conditions, again, we are not really looking to launch. It is not necessary for us because the platform can be delivered and we can have the proof of concept first. We can have a functioning MVP. We can have the users on there. And then the moment we have the users fully up and running, we are looking to launch the token. It makes way more sense. It's much better for everybody. We have a working product, no FUD, and it's much better because probably either the market has recovered a bit or we have the users from our own perspective, which means we have enough to push around. Can you show us the leaderboard of the referral program? We will be sharing that with you guys tomorrow, actually, in the community, so keep an eye on the announcements. Here we go. Will the retail site also need to pay with the Propchain token? Because if not, what is the extra purpose of the token? Yes, the retail site will also make use of the Propchain token, but how we have done it right now is that the Propchain token from a retail perspective will basically be seen as a credit system, but more about that in the deck and in the follow-up on that deck, because we have a wide and extensive presentation for you guys on how that will function for both ends. Yes, retail side will need to pay. How many properties will Propchain start with? So right now we have 2 objects that will sell first. One is 12 units, one is 1 single unit. And then we obviously have a pipeline for follow-up. My Q&A box disappeared. What is the starting price of Propchain for pre-sale? So for the private round and the public round, you have a public round at 35 cents, dollar cents. Can you invest in properties without staking the token? No, you will not be able to use the platform without making use of the token. That's obviously the whole idea of this ecosystem. The token is the utility token in there. How is the initial circulating supply mentioned in the deck being calculated? I will drop that to you in the economics paper that is also going to follow. This was basically the point on the horizon that we wanted to complete before dropping all of this information in from a rebranding perspective. But it's basically calculated by the TGE percentages. Is there already a date known when the public sale is? No, because we will do the public sale related to the exchange listing, probably in a corporation. What chain is the token based on? Token is based on the Polygon chain. Will the Prop Army be different from the ambassador program? Yes, this will be a different group of people, but will probably also include some of the same faces. Are you still looking for people to increase your team? And if so, what are you looking for? We're always looking for content creators. That's something that creative people can always hook in for. If they want to show us their CVs or their work or their portfolio, feel free. You can always approach us. Is the token going to be a stable coin? How does that work exactly? No, the token is not going to be a stable coin. The token is going to be a utility token that, for example, needs to be staked in order to be able to interact with the platform, to be able to buy real estate, but it will also be used for example, fee structures and a lot of futures that come back from the staking tier that you are maintaining. More about that will follow in the new website, in the new blockchain related to crypto website. What is the business model of Propchain? Business model of Propchain is obviously selling real estate. That's one of the main business models where the Propchain platform is obviously getting fees in. And at the same time, we're also looking to maintain the portfolio for the Propchain platform. And we are looking to build many additional features like banking, but also technological infrastructure for property management, for rental contracts, for escrow. More about that you will read in our new product roadmap, because as I mentioned in the beginning of the webinar, we haven't announced too much to you guys yet. We only have been talking about the platform, but there is so much more to that in the whole ecosystem. So we are quite eager to start telling you in the next few weeks. Could you send the presentation through the mail? This will actually not be happening. This presentation will be live on YouTube. There was opportunity to invest in BTC mentioned apart from Propchain. Any updates? No, this is something that is just relating to the community. How is the merge? Now, you guys have your answer now as well. Why were we delaying the merge? Here's the answer. Because we were working on the rebrand and we couldn't spoil it yet. But the merge is now going to follow really soon because the branding is already there and we have the right material in our hands right now. What is your vision on Propchain in the upcoming 2 to 5 years? I think that's a very interesting question. I think it's a very long answer, but I'm going to give you a quick summary of what our vision is. We have a vision to not only give people access to real estate by tokenizing it, but we have a much broader vision than that. And a portion of that vision is to not only deliver this tech for our own portfolio and for our own solution to offer real estate to the retail public. We obviously also have a much broader vision with this concept. Namely, we want to white label this tech for other real estate developers, for other real estate firms, maybe even for real estate management and real estate development companies. And we want to create users. And the reason why we want to create those users so badly is because of the fact that our eventual goal with Propchain is to develop a layer 1 blockchain that is fully related to real estate tokenization and real estate applications on the chain with a KYC nature. And that's actually the end goal that we have with Prop. A lot of that is going to be shared in our new product roadmap and the video that we will be recording and the podcast that we will be recording around this product roadmap. As I mentioned, we have only been sharing you this much, and all of the future follow-up of that roadmap has never been shared with you guys till today. And the reason for that is because we had a lot of work approaching this from a legal perspective. As you guys know, we are approaching the whole Propchain concept from quite a wide and a broad perspective. I mean, 27 member states and being able to onboard users from many other countries is not trying to bring out a local MVP. We went big and we went strong and we went hardcore in this initial stage of the project. And the main reason why we have done that is because we want to press our marks in this market that is actually fairly unknown, especially to retail investors. So this is the main reason why we have been quiet for a bit, because it's an extremely challenge-full journey and road to get all of this legal approval. It is an extremely costly procedure, I would say. We have been spending a lot of money on this legal framework that we need in order to do all of this, and we didn't want to spoil and promise too much until we have full security on these concepts. So we will be presenting you guys a lot more. I'm really looking forward to start doing that, but until now I'm just gonna keep it to this brief description that I just gave you. So that's our vision for the next 2 to 5 years. Where can we stay up to date for all the announcements? So there will be multiple ways and there will be multiple places where you could stay up to date when it comes to the announcements. First of all, there will be the Discord server that will have an announcements channel, obviously. And at the other hand, we will have the community app that will process all of the announcements. The great thing is that you will never miss an announcement anymore because we can send you a push notification as long as you allow us to. So this is also a way to get closer to you guys and to deliver you the information in a more efficient way. Let's see, how will you fund the referrals? Obviously, there's fees that are being made on the platform. There's commission that is being made from selling real estate. So we have enough money coming in to fund referrals. And when it comes to the app referrals, we also have a reward pool on the platform. So that is used for these kind of things. Is there any possibility to invest in a private sale? Yes, there is through the referral program. It's running for another week. Can you share more about the marketing strategy? How are you going to reach retail? So this is something where the education app comes into play. A lot of the retail is looking for easy money. A lot of the retail is looking for building a future for themselves. Retail money is looking for settling their student debt by investing. Retail money is looking retail audiences are looking to create a passive income, but it all starts with education, guys. If you do not have the right education, you will not reach the retail because they have no clue where they are investing in. The majority of the people that are out there thinks that everything is a scam. So we have decided to put in the work first. We are a huge fan of exchanging value. As you guys know, or as some of the people in here may know me, I'm all about the exchange of value. I'm doing a lot of free education for the past 5 to 6 years. And this is something that I like to apply to any of the concepts that I built or that we built in this particular case. And this is what we keep on doing. We're going to make a lot of noise from an educational point of view. We will have direct campaigns because we have around 10 client avatars that we will be approaching, from students to parents to 9-to-5ers to entrepreneurs. There's a boatload of different personas that we are trying to reach. And for every single persona, we have been able to specify what we would need in order to reach them and what we would need in order to convert them. And we are really happy to start doing that, first of all, by making them a bit wiser day by day so they understand what the necessity is to start investing. Do you need marketeers for the pre-sales? We are always happy to welcome you if you have a good strategy, if you have a good record or whatever. Make sure to approach us because we're always happy to start talking with you. At what price are you going to do the prop launch? That's going to be 50 cents is what we have set right now. But this also has to do with the amount of OTC volume that we will be processing, the time that the token is not live yet, and we will be launching the platform. So this can have some slight changes from there. The income earned, will that be paid in tokens or a particular currency? The income earned will be paid out in credits, and we are going to explain you a lot more about that in an upcoming webinar, because the product and also the user experience in the product has been changed quite a lot and moved into the favor of retail as well. That now means that you can take cryptocurrency payments, fiat payments, and that you do not longer have to change everything into stable coins before you can actually purchase yourself into a real estate asset. And we have done that on purpose. More about that is going to be shown to you later, because this was an essential step in order to be able to make our product ready for a retail audience. How is new retail going to buy properties if they need a stake token for it and no token being launched? There will be an OTC process before the app is, or before the token is going live. So in the beginning stages of the project, everything that will be happening from a staking point of view, from a tier point of view, basically your investment membership point of view, to name it like that, will be arranged by OTC. Can Propchain also be used by Muslim people? Is it halal? Currently, we are working on the Sharia Compliance certificate. As you guys know, we are based in Dubai, or at least this is where we are working from, and this is also where we want to move this concept. So we have already been working on this Sharia compliant mark on our concept, on our platform. And by the looks of it, it will be no problem. And we are looking forward to stick that to the platform shortly. Is there a date for the platform launch? So right now we are targeting to launch somewhere end of August. So this is now our directional launching date. But at the same time, we are still waiting for some audits to come back and also some contracts to still go there. So from our point of view, we will make that. From an audit point of view, we need to check, but by the looks of it, everything will be moving on time, and we will be able to provide you with an awesome MVP at that particular point in time. Is there no platform to stay? For now, there is no platform to stay up to date. Yes, there is actually. Right now, you can stay up to date through our Telegram channel. I'm not sure. I think that Jacco, our community manager, is in here as well. If he can share the link a couple times in the chat, so everybody that is not in the announcements or in the chat channel yet can download it, that will be great. The entire blockchain industry today has a lot to do with Ponzi schemes. How can we monitor from the outset that this is not the case with this project? everything that we will be doing is regulated and everything that we will be doing is audited. And that means that individual auditors will release reporting every year on how Propchain has been able to retrieve and distribute the income to all of the holders of property tokens. So that means that nothing from that perspective can be Ponzi'd or whatsoever. And this is also going to obviously be checkable on chain. When the mansion is ready, will there be a housewarming? Let's say we can invite maybe some lucky ones from a referral program or whatnot. I think that you will win, as I recognize your name. I think you're the leader in the leaderboard. Where can I approach you guys? You can approach our community managers through Telegram. So if you have any questions or you want to be part of the team or you want to show your CV or your portfolio, do not hesitate. Send a message in the chat channel and then you can get in touch with one of our community managers. Remember, we do never DM first. Do you have any unique platform user KPIs? Yes, we do have that. For the first round, we are targeting around 2,500 users of the platform, which we are already lining up and which we will be lining up over the course of the next 1.5 months, because this is going to form the base layer for a successful MVP kickoff. And this is also something that we need from an initial raise point of view on the platform. And this brought me through all of the questions and the end of it. I'm checking the chat box and it seems like we have cleaned it up. So that's pretty nice. So that basically closes down my AMA, guys. I hope that this was an informative one to all of you. And this was, for us, again, the point on the horizon that we needed in order to start our flow and our distribution of all of the information that we have been keeping behind for you over the course of the last months. We are really happy that we have still quite a bit of traction, although the bear markets are here, although that we have been quiet for a bit, and although that we have been trying to bridge a pretty insane amount of time here, we are more than happy to see that there's still a lot of enthusiasm around the project, and that's definitely going to be justified, because over the course of these next weeks, you will start to see the actual overall vision and the overall product roadmap and the overall token utility roadmap of Propchain. And I know that from all of you guys here, the majority of you guys come from a crypto blockchain angle to the project. So this is going to be really next level for you guys, because what we are building is, I think, something that the property industry or the real estate industry needs, but also what the blockchain space needs, looking at what happened over the last bear run and all of the DeFi Ponzi's that went wrecked, to stay in the crypto lingo. So I'm looking forward to present more, and I hope that I see you in the next AMA. Thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, and we speak to each other shortly.